All right, the new Black Panther movie was just announced, and it immediately took us back to one of the most unforgettable weeks our family has ever had.
Mm-hmm.
About a week ago in San Diego, Ryan Coogler announced that David Johnson will play the adult T'Challa the second, whose name is Toussaint,
Mm-hmm.
which many people don't realize. In Wakanda Forever, the little boy said his name was Toussaint.
Mm-hmm.
And then his mother jumped in, Nakia, said, T'Challa.
T'Challa.
T'Challa. So he was introduced in Wakanda Forever, and now they have aged him up to be the adult. So
Sweet.
David Johnson, we met him, well, we've seen him in Alien Romulus and recently in The Long Walk.
The Long Walk, both of which we watched, last week?
Yeah, we really thought it was going to be Damson Idris, like very many people. And we were like, wait a minute, he just announced it wasn't Damson name we heard, it was David Johnson.
Well, I guess he went with the quote-unquote hot actor, I guess.
I don't know. Well, I'm not mad at the choice. I think David Johnson is extremely talented.
I do too. I do too. He threw me off because I had to look him up. The guy's British. He got rid of that British accent in that Long Walk movie. It didn't come out not once.
Oh,
British people are really good at hiding their accents.
They are.
yeah, they're really good at it. Well, I want to ask you guys, where were you when you heard the new Black Panther announcement?
Right here.
Right here.
Like right today?
Right here, right now.
Well, yeah, today. Well, you were talking about it a few days ago, so probably back at home, but now I'm knowing a lot more. I don't really keep up with that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Which is crazy because that's why we're here to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Talk. We're going to.
Well, Marvel is Disney, right? It might show up at that D23 thing. It's like a Disney fan convention for actual Disney
Oh,
stuff.
it's going to
Anyway.
show up there for sure. Look, I was in the car driving, listening to YouTube. One of my my podcast I listened to. I think it was what is it? I cannot remember her name, but it's on XM Radio, and she was talking about it because they were talking about how once again British actors taking American quote unquote roles. So it was a big thing to do on Urban View on XM Radio.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on the interstate.
Well, I'm just really surprised because I thought Lana Rose would have a little bit more interest in it, being that she got to experience being on the set of Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever.
It's like, I remember going there. I remember the place. I remember that day when we filmed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like all over the place, you know?
I don't know. But okay, let me tell you. All right, so back in March, it was around March 8th. March 8th, 2022.
You got the exact date.
I do because I was going through my notes to prepare for today and I found my old emails. I had gotten the email stating that they wanted to bring Lana Rose in for actually it was a background role. And
I do remember that.
yeah, and then the thing is, she was working on the set of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and some of the moms would, she was she played a star child in the movie, and there were other moms talking about, hey, they're filming Black Panther, and have you seen that they have the casting notice, and it was Tammy Smith Tammy Castings.
Yeah.
Well, make a long story short, I saw the advertisement for it. I submitted Lana Rose because normally she doesn't do background work, but we made an exception because it was Black Panther.
I remember when you called me about it, I was hoping she was going to be like a young, the women who are warriors. I'm like, is she going to be something like that? That would have been so freaking amazing. We'd have to shave your head bald, and you'd have to been like, what do they call those ladies on the Black Panther?
The Dora Milaje.
Yes.
Yeah, but they didn't have any roles for that. Oh. So we literally.
I was hoping for that.
We were saying take what you can get, right? So what it was, we saw the announcement. I submitted her. They were interested. Brought her in, and she went through wardrobe, everything. Even got to meet Ruth E. Carter, who is the head costume designer.
Right.
Matter of fact, Ruth E. Carter won her an Oscar
Really?
for the costume she created on Black Panther, and she got an Oscar for best costume for Wakanda Forever.
I need to watch the Oscars more often because I didn't know they gave Oscars for that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So because Ruthie, it was London Rose and another girl in the fitting, and the other little girl was like a huge Ruthie Carter fan.
Wow.
So the person that was getting our measurements and everything was like, you know what, you guys wait right here. And because of that other little girl, she went and grabbed Ruthie Carter
She
to
was
come
there?
over. Yeah, she was there. I know, right? She was actually there, and she came over and met us.
Was she there the whole time? Because if you're that quote unquote important, I think you would just have other people do it and you just okay it.
That's the thing. The room that we were in was huge, like a warehouse. I mean, there was.
I think I remember it. Didn't we like go there like 6 a.m. in the morning?
It was pretty
It was
early,
early.
but it was literally. Just think of an airplane hangar, just full of racks and racks and racks of clothing.
And it had like a little seating area near the entrance. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Look at you.
and it just so happened Ruthie was
There.
that day, and someone went and found her and brought her in because that little girl was fanning out. London Rose just sitting there looking, hi. She had nothing else to say. She had no idea what was going on. I'm sitting there like, little girl, I have failed as your mother.
You should have gave her the heads up.
But that other little girl, she knew everything. She was, I saw you do this and you did that. I mean, that little girl was fanning out.
She knew everything about her.
Yeah, I think Luna Rose was 10 years old, so that little girl had to been like 12, 13. She wasn't
Okay.
that much older, but she was on it. And yeah, so she got fitted. She got her costume. It was like a little gold number because they had everybody, I guess, with different tribes that they were in. So she was dressed based off of that, and I heard them say they were preparing them for the scene where water, because they were particular about the clothes because they were going to be around water. I was like, around water? What's
They gonna
going
call it
on?
a water tribe.
And I didn't realize until later, oh, that was the scene with the flooding. They were preparing for that.
Gotcha.
But what happened, we waited. They would, call on the Rosa set. It's like, hey, she'll need to be on set on this day. Make sure she's there. And they were filming in Atlanta. And so we were preparing. And then the night before, they would counsel her. Oh, we have a storm coming in. We got to counsel her. They counseled her like 4 times. And then ultimately, boom, they was like, well, thank you. I'm sorry. We won't be using her.
Right.
So we were crushed. And then lo and behold, weeks later,
They needed more people.
we get that email. Hey, we would like to, cast Luna Rose.
Revisit London Rose.
And we were like, say what? But she'll need to go to Puerto Rico. I'm like, Puerto Rico? Say
Sign me up.
less.
Sign me up. And then right London Rose. Sign me up.
Say less. We had no idea what they wanted her for, any of that. But we knew it was background, and we didn't care. You gonna send us to Puerto Rico?
Let me ask you this. There is no other opportunity for anything other than background?
If there are, they would send.
Actual auditions?
Yeah, it'll go through her
okay.
agent. So
Okay,
like
go
the
through her
speaking roles will go through her agent. There were roles for speaking for children, but they were looking for boys because one of her little friends got the audition.
Okay.
At that time, they weren't looking for little girls speaking.
Wow.
So, we knew that they were casting for Black Panther. They just weren't looking for girls that fit her description. So we were like, we'll get in when we can fit in.
Right. We'll take what we
And
get.
literally, she got that call, and right away, and it all happened so fast, where it was like, fill this paperwork out. We're getting ready to send your plane tickets, yada, yada, yada. And I thought it was kind of cool because it was in Puerto Rico, but all of the forms were written in Spanish.
Really?
And you know me, the Spanish teacher in me was geeking out like, hey.
Okay, hold on. Before we move forward, question. So most of the Marvel movies are filmed in Atlanta, Georgia. Why did they shoot this one in Puerto Rico?
They shot this particular scene in Puerto Rico. Well, let me tell you about the scene. The scene was when it was at the end where we were introduced to Toussaint, T'Challa II.
Yeah.
London Rose was cast as one of his schoolmates.
I think I was playing soccer.
You were playing
Yeah,
soccer.
so she was playing soccer with them. And then they call him over to come meet the grandmother, Angela Bassett. And so they wanted a place that looked like it could be Haiti.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so where we were supposed to be, quote unquote, in Haiti, because when we were in Puerto Rico, they brought over, I think it was like, I don't know, 7, 8 kids from Atlanta, including London Rose. And then the other 15, 16 kids were actually from Puerto Rico, but they picked all kids with darker complected skin to look like they could be Haitians.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. So you guys fly from, because you were already in Atlanta working on something else.
Yes.
And then you jumped right on the plane after that?
Yeah.
There was like no break?
No break. Because as a matter of fact, when we got the notice for the role, like, hey, submit, she was on the set of Guardians of the Galaxy. And then a few days later, when we were leaving the set, she got the notice that she was booked.
She was booked.
And she was rapping on Guardians of the Galaxy, and it just so happens like 2 days later or so, it was time to fly to Puerto Rico.
It was sort of like in succession. So Guardians of the Galaxy end, then you jump on a plane, and then you're in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, yeah. There was no break because, we don't live in Atlanta anymore. And it was like, oh, Derek, I need more clothes. I need...
Yeah.
We need some things.
Did I drive down?
You did.
Yeah,
you brought us some clothes, extra clothes.
Yeah.
Because we were all flying together from Atlanta.
Yeah, you guys were on the same plane. So you guys get on the plane to Puerto Rico. What were your first impressions? Because that was your first time in Puerto Rico, right?
Yes.
My first impressions.
What do you think about the airport? Did they have a nice airport?
They did.
Really?
Yeah. It was, I wouldn't say it was, I don't really remember, but I wouldn't say it was that different than, think of your standard airport, stairwell walls, white and all that.
Really? So you made it tell me it's similar to Lexington's airport.
Well, it was big, kind of like Atlanta's, but it was like...
Really?
Like, I can't really remember it well.
I don't really remember the size. I just remember the murals on the road. Not the road, but the wall saying by Barica. I think it's Barica.
If it doesn't say that, it sounded good.
It's the term of endearment for the people there. And it was like written on the walls, and there's people dancing and, just the murals.
I've never been, but I would think it's sort of like the airport in Honolulu. You know how it was open air once you went through security?
It was like that, but it was way more decorative. So it's kind of like when we enter like Lexington Airport, you have all these paintings of horses and things like that.
It's Kentucky themed, so they were Puerto Rican themed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So what surprised you about Puerto Rico?
Well, hold on. I remember this. So the place that we stayed at, it was like, so they had like Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, all this in like one little road. And it was right across from our hotel. Remember that, Mama?
I remember.
It was like it's just it was like a city. We had New Puerto Rico, which is I think San Juan, and Old San Juan.
I know San Juan.
Yeah.
So what surprised you other than that?
Old San Juan.
What about it? What surprised you?
I wasn't expecting it to be like that cultural.
What do you mean?
Like, I was just shocked that there was a spot like that there that was like so close to all that industrialization and all that.
Okay. Can you explain, Mom?
I cannot. But one thing that I think, Luna Rose, you weren't expecting it to be so modern. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so modern.
Well,
Really?
they are a colony of the United States. They're a territory of ours. So technically, we're supposed to be taking care of their streets and roads. Because I was surprised.
They are U.S. citizens, so.
Yeah, I was surprised how much it looked like we were still in one of the 50 continuous
Yeah, I was about to
states.
say, it looked like New York.
even the road signs and everything. Because I don't know, like when we went to Hawaii, I expected a little bit more diversity with the signs. But then it's like, duh, Michaela, they, it's still part of the U.S.
Yeah, they became a state in the 50s, so you would think over the course of
Yeah.
60 years, things have
So there's
changed.
still buildings that look like you're in a foreign country, and then
Right.
you get on the highway and it looks like you're just driving through Tennessee.
Right.
So that surprised me a lot.
What about your surroundings? You're on an island, so do you get that island feel for sure, like you're in Miami or somewhere, Fort Lauderdale?
For me, I did because our hotel was right
We could
on the beach.
we could go from my room, walk down to the first floor, and like half of the first floor is like standard first floor stuff, reception, seats, and the second half opens up to like a bar and then to the beach.
What you doing at the bar?
We were at the bar. There was
Oh,
like
okay.
seats in
Oh,
there.
we were at the bar. Sorry.
And there was like
Bad mom here.
You were at the bar.
No.
You remember the bar? I'm concerned you remembering the bar.
There was like a bar on the beach. It was like
Okay.
in the water, but also not on the water, like
Okay.
right at the shore.
Okay,
That
I
type.
got you. Did it? Because I know we go to Florida. Florida, it rains about 3:00, 3:30 every day. Did you get those like sporadic rainstorms?
I don't recall that.
Because in Hawaii, it rained for a few minutes every day.
Yeah.
You don't get any of that.
I don't.
We
I
didn't
don't
get
remember
any
that.
rain, I don't think, that whole week.
Okay, all right. That's kind of unusual for a tropical island.
and because we were there, and it was easy to get an Uber and go because it was like the Spanish teacher and me just could not wait to get down to Old San Juan, and to just be amazed to see that Old San Juan still had the wall. Used to be protected.
Used to be a fort, right? Like a little fort.
I mean,
Same-
there was a fort
yeah.
there.
Yeah, there were forts there, but it was protected. Like it had a wall encircling it, and then like the doors, the big, huge doors to enter
Right.
that city, they're still up. Like the gateways, they're still up. So we were able to walk through those and just be able to touch history.
So, like in Old San Juan, is it similar to like in Antigua and Guatemala? If a building is there, you can't demolish that building. You have to refurbish it to, I guess, the olden days. It has to stay in that type of format.
I don't know if that is an actual rule, but all of those buildings were still
They looked like they came from
traditional
stuff.
looking like
Yeah.
that. Very colorful. And I like that El Morro was there, the fort.
Okay.
I like that the fact that a lot of people would go to El Morro just to fly kites because it's so windy right there. It's
Is
right
it on the beach?
Yeah, it's right on the water, and it just gets these crosswinds and
Really? Huh. Okay. So, what was your favorite place to visit while you guys were there filming for Black Panther?
I'd say the spot where we went to go film.
Really?
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was.
So this wasn't like a movie set. This was an actual location.
It was an actual location. They didn't build a set
Okay.
for the Haitian school. It was actually, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a museum. And we filmed in the middle of the courtyard of that place.
Okay.
So as we were walking around, we can see art installations and things. It was really, really nice. But my favorite thing doing there or going was swimming with the sea turtles.
What?
Because
I remember that.
because they brought us in to film, right? We got there on a Monday. London Rose didn't film till Friday.
So we had like a whole week
We were
whole week.
literally on vacation.
Wow.
until like the last day. We filmed at like 5 o'clock and we got done like 3 hours later. It was very short.
Yeah,
So swimming with the turtles. I didn't think you could swim with turtles. Like
yeah,
they're
you could.
endangered or something? No, so you can just swim with the turtles, huh?
Well, we had to go through. We went through Airbnb
Okay.
experiences actually,
Okay.
and thinking about it now, how are the turtles getting there in the first place? They're not walking on land to get there. These are sea turtles. And I didn't think about, wow, a shark could have swam in there with us.
I don't think sharks eat turtles though.
I don't know, but just how open it is to the ocean.
Right, right.
We're like in like a little, maybe a lagoon. I say it's a lagoon, but
No, they had
when
a
we
little
got,
wall.
but the wall was open when we got out to leave. I noticed it was open to the sea. Anything could
Right.
have swam in there with us.
Was the water clear?
It was okay.
Clear-ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
but we could see the turtles.
So when you say swim with the turtles, did you guys actually go out and swim with them?
Yeah.
Or did you guys wait till they got closer to the beach?
Well, they came into that little alcove where we were.
Oh.
And if you want, they ask you not to touch them, but they were pretty close. It was just for me, they had sea urchins, those little spiky things, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There were a lot of those in there, so we had to be careful not to touch the walls or the ground because those urchins would be there.
Okay.
So it was a lot of that.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Cool. So, what else did you guys do? Swim with turtles. Went to Old San Juan.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. We just did a lot of sightseeing.
And we hung out with
The other-
actors.
So you guys didn't film until Friday. You had Monday through Thursday to yourself. What did you guys eat? What are the local eats?
Is it Fandango? Oh man.
I don't remember ever going to a local spot. We went to
Oh,
We did.
no.
No, we did. We did. It was a place across the street. Cause now that you ask me, I can't even remember the name. It's this popular dish. They say try there.
You guys told me you had Burger King or something.
They had
Burger
that too.
King, Taco Bell, and pizza. I remember this one memory from Taco Bell. We were there late at night. They have a purple vanilla ice cream. So I asked for a cup, right? And the lady was like, she gave me a cone. I was like, could I get a cup? She grabs a water cup and dumps the entire ice cream into the cup.
Yeah,
Well, you got your cup.
Yeah, I wasn't mad. I was just shocked.
she was not happy.
So what you do? Chop up your cone into the cup.
Nope, when I tell you, like how I'm doing it right here,
Yeah.
she had the cup, ice cream,
Boom.
just like that. And
There's
she
your
left
cup.
the thing.
There's
I
your
ate it
cup.
still.
There's your cup. Adios. So I can't believe y'all didn't go to a local restaurant.
We did.
they-
I just told you we did, but she didn't. I obviously
Just
she didn't remember.
once.
We ate at the same one.
Oh, okay.
Because it was very expensive to get Ubers, and where we stayed at the Royal Sonesta Hotel, which used to be the Intercontinental,
So it's further out from.
and they just have all of these. It's a strip,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
so we did get mofongo. But we had to travel, at the restaurant across the way. But then we had to get an Uber to go farther out. And Uber was really expensive.
What is mofongo?
Mofongo is, it's like now that you ask me,
Like I'm guessing maybe rice-based beans or something. So sounds like a typical Spanish dish.
you know what?
You remember what it was on the rice?
I don't.
It had like green plantain mashed in it with garlic, a little bit of meat. It was good. And they have it shaped like a little, it looked like a rice cake, but it's not a rice cake. But like how a Japanese rice cake will look. Yeah.
Okay.
It was delicious. It was delicious.
Well, we'll circle back to that cuisine later. And let's talk about the real reason you guys are on vacation in Puerto Rico. Shoot this movie. So tell me about when you get up in the morning, you got a call sheet and all that good stuff, right? So what time do you have to be at set? When do you get ready? Like, who's coming to get you? Like, can you explain all that?
I remember there was a bus all of us went on to. I remember there was like a bus and we drove to someplace.
Yeah. Okay. So the experience on this set was a lot different. This is our first time shooting in a place like Puerto Rico. Normally We're in parts of Kentucky, Ohio,
Atlanta.
Atlanta,
Florida.
a lot. Atlanta, a lot. We might be in Florida, but we've never been to. Let's be real. Puerto Rico is it's a foreign country. Okay, just recently it became part of the United States. The people there still speak Spanish. They still have different cultural ways. It was very different there.
Right.
So usually we would arrive to a set or a location, and there would be someone that would, take us around to
Shuttle you around.
Right.
Yeah.
At that location. Here, it was a group of us because normally Lona Rose is like doing something by herself.
Right.
There was a group of kids, including the young man that played Toussaint, T'Challa II, right? He was with us too.
Oh, he was with you guys at the hotel too?
Yeah, we arrived on the plane and everything. Him with his mom, all of us were on the bus together because there was so many of us. And we would have to arrive because this was still post-COVID era, but we still had to get like
Still got
COVID
some
checks.
COVID
And
protocols.
Oh my gosh.
so there was that. We had to get fitted while we were in Puerto Rico. We had paperwork to fill out. Now, mind you, the paperwork was all in Spanish. I knew Spanish.
That's strange.
Well, you were in Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and their government documents are in Spanish. But
Didn't think about that.
so they would have interpreters there, and then they would have translated papers that you can read, but you had to write on that Spanish document. It was very interesting. And so, like I said, she had been there a week. The other kids, being it was still during school, the other kids had to go to class together. Like I guess they met up in a hotel room and did work. I don't know. I let them know that London Rose was homeschooled and I was her teacher.
Homeschool.
So
It has its advantages. It has its advantages, baby.
So she was allowed to skip that part. So
Okay.
while they were in class, mandatory school, Lona Rose and I were out exploring.
Wait a minute. So the other kids didn't film until that Friday as well,
Yeah,
right?
we all filmed on the same day.
So they had to go to school the whole time?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That sucks.
This is a SAG project.
Yeah.
So they had to follow SAG rules, even if the
Even if
kids
you're
were
not-
background. Doesn't
Even if you're
matter.
background and you're not working on that day, you're going to school.
You sure are.
Okay.
You got to have certain amount of hours. When she did Guardians, all those kids, and they had hundreds of kids. It felt like they were all in school together.
Yeah, I remember we were at a table and they were doing like language arts, all that.
Yeah, because a couple of times I would be the teacher in the room with the kids. They would ask me to help some of the kids. But that's how it was in Puerto Rico.
What made this set different than other than the location?
Oh,
Other than the
What made
location, what made
this-
it different than? I guess the Guardians of the Galaxy is part of the Marvel universe too.
it is
so
part of the
You
Marvel.
could probably compare those two.
You can. Lona Rose, do you want to talk about the set of Guardians of the Galaxy?
I remember it being like a bunch of chairs on like the left side. Then there was like a bunch of tents where all of the kids did their schoolwork. Mind you, this is inside like a big warehouse connected to like the prison we had to go and be at. And it was
The prison?
like we had to be in a jail cell, remember?
Oh yeah, Lona Rose's characters were they were locked up. Okay, but the set that she was on, the actual set, not Holding. You're describing Holding.
Oh.
The set she was on was huge because Guardians of the Galaxy actually built a world in that warehouse. Do you want to describe the set
The set like the
where you were like your jail cells and
Okay, so there was 2 floors. We have the first floor and the second floor. I went to the second floor for like one little bit, then had to be put in like a lower floor. So like I can remember it, but I can't. It's like it's dark and the jail cells are like a box, it's like a rectangular box, and the bars are kind of like futuristic from what I can remember.
Were they actually real metal bars or like were they made out of cardboard?
I don't think I ever touched one of them. They probably felt metal. They seemed to be metal. So
They seem to be metal. Now, compare that to Wakanda Forever in their set?
It was like a museum. It felt like a school, like the little courtyard we played in.
Oh, snap. So you guys were at a museum, so you couldn't touch anything. What if something, I guess they move everything out just in case nothing gets broken?
Yeah, where we were, I keep calling it museum. Oh man, I totally forgot the name of the building, but we were on the ground floor, and I remember the upper levels had more things to look at. But we were on the ground floor where the courtyard was, where the grass was, and then they gave us a hallway to work on.
Okay.
Which is the hallway that you saw in the movie where Lupita Nyong'o was walking with the kids to go speak to Angela Bassett's character.
Okay.
That was just the hallway, and that's the hallway that we were all sitting on. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Okay.
But the difference between the sets was the set in Wakanda Forever was just a real location, which is usually what we're used to. It's not often that we're on a sound stage. Like Guardians of the Galaxy was a sound stage.
Right.
Think of yourself going to theater and they build a set. That's what it's like for Guardians of the Galaxy. Wakanda Forever, they used a real place.
Location. What do they call that? On location?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So when you guys arrive to the set, do you get to filming? You get your outfit, not your outfit, your wardrobe, and then boom, y'all started filming, or did y'all have to sit there for hours before you started filming?
I for sure had to sit there for hours. I was like in a room for an hour after I was walking with, who was that, Miss Lupita Nyong'o? I was in a scene. I had to walk with someone down this hall, and they had me in the room that was where we started to walk. It was to the left. And I was in there for like a good hour, and we moved to go eat, and I was in the room with you, holding with you. And then we went to go do soccer, and then it was over.
Yeah. So what happened when we got to that set, they got dressed. The bus collected us from Sonesta, and they took us to that location, and we had to walk through different buildings. I do remember that. So the bus couldn't get to the actual set because they had to block off streets and things.
Okay.
So we walked through an abandoned building, then ended up in the building where we filmed in. And then they immediately took them like up a couple of flights of stairs into this room. And that's where everyone got dressed. They had tents, like little dressing room built like with cloths and things to separate. So they got dressed in there.
Okay.
And then they went down to a different room for holding, and right away, London Rose was pulled to shoot this scene. So, which means
Did they call her by name, like London Rose?
I don't know. I had went to the restroom, and then one of the moms had told me, because they had one of the the assistants wait with her until I got to that location. They took me to her, and I remember.
Sounds like so much fun.
I was held in, they call Video Village. That's where Ryan Coogler was, with all these cameras and TV screens and monitors where you can watch. They're all collected together in this one area of this hallway, which is Video Village. So I had to wait in Video Village for London Rose. Well, apparently she had already did whatever they needed her to do, and they needed her to shoot more, but they put her in this room with their teacher for that day, for the teacher of that Haitian school.
Right.
And I was waiting in Video Village maybe 2 hours to see my kid.
Wow.
Only to never see my kid.
Again.
They forgot that they had put her over there. And they called up other kids to shoot the scene. And so then when they realized, and they went home to send her back to do the soccer kicking scene. But I'm not complaining, because those 2 hours were I spent standing behind Angela Bassett, looking over her shoulder at the monitor.
Okay.
For like almost 2 hours. She was very lovely woman.
And you mentioned Ryan Coogler. How was it to work with him?
How was it? Do you want to answer? Do you remember?
I don't remember, unfortunately.
Girl, Well,
You gotta start writing this stuff down. You got an impressive story to tell, so you got to be able to remember this stuff.
This child, 10 years old, she has no idea. But I remember being on set, and I'm always watching everything. Look, watching exits, watching who's coming in, making sure, everything's on the up and up. But I remember just the enthusiasm and the energy and the joy coming from Ryan Coogler. It was a pleasure being on his set. And in watching him, I loved how encouraging he was to everybody. Very, very kind and uplifting to the kids. And there were a lot of kids that day. Always saying kind things to them, praising them.
Really?
He was amazing.
Were you expecting that type of directing style?
I gotta be honest with you. I was, because I say, well, yes and no. I was expecting to have a good experience because we've been on many, many, many sets, and most directors are great. They're happy to be there creating. But with Ryan, it was just more. It was extra.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I guess because of the...
You could tell he was really passionate about what he's doing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just Ryan Coogler,
Yeah.
And you think of all of the projects he has, like he's a celebrity.
Right.
But this man, like, he's just coming just to be an artist.
Right. He doesn't... He might, but he doesn't care that he's a celebrity. He just enjoys what he does.
You can tell he is genuinely a good person. Like the energy coming off of him was just wholesome and good.
Okay.
And it was just a joy. It was a joy. Like you couldn't help but feel uplifted and good around him. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But
No, it makes sense.
He had great energy.
Okay. Give me an example.
His great energy?
Yeah.
Just the joy, like when it was time to rap and the way that he, saw everybody off and waving and being all happy. And then, because we had to go upstairs to exit, and as we were going up the stairs and walking around the balconies and thing, we could see him and his partner back at the cameras. Like rapping was done. Like everyone was asked,
To leave.
they finished.
Yeah, it's rap.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the last thing that they filmed. Like the movie was done, but he was back at his camera smiling and like locked in, looking at footage.
Right.
And just joy. Now, mind you, we have been there for hours. We have been there with the kids. She doesn't remember this, but we were on set 7 hours. Angela Bassett and Lupita Nyong'o, all of them have been on set longer than us, which means Ryan Coogler had been there longer than that. Yeah. But his energy looked like he just woke up 30 minutes ago. Like he was,
that is impressive.
He was alive. Like he was very lively.
That is
and
impressive.
Excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than Mr. Ryan Coogler himself, what other celebrities did you guys bump into?
Want to tell the story about the elevator?
Yeah, we I don't know why we kept bumping into Lupita Nyong'o.
Because she's a star of the movie. That's why.
I guess I was surprised. The first time we ran into her, we were on the beach. And I guess I was not expecting
her to be on the beach.
Because I just thought that they,
did she have security while she was on the beach?
She was just walking with it looked like a friend.
Wow.
She wasn't getting bum rushed by everything. She looked like a regular person. So when I saw her, I had that look like, I think I know you. Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
And she saw me. She was pretty close, maybe like 6 feet away from me. She was close.
Yeah.
And she saw that look on my face and she signaled for her friend, whoever she was walking with, to turn and go the other way. I was like, I wasn't going to say nothing.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, there's no way. Because she wasn't Lupita.
Right,
like with the makeup. And she just looked like a regular.
You wouldn't expect her to be on the public beach? Is that a public beach?
Well, it was for the hotel. And that's why I guess because I didn't know that she was staying at that hotel. Because I was like, clearly, you have us here and clearly the
the
Stars.
celebrities.
The
at a
Angela
different
Bassett,
beach.
they would be at a different hotel.
Right.
No, they were there. They were there with us. And I was like, oh, huh. And so that was my first time seeing her. And I didn't recognize her because at the time she had like little skinny, I guess, sister locks. Her hair was like in
Dreads,
sister
maybe?
locks. They were
Okay.
real skinny. Like her hair was different than when
Right.
we had saw her last on TV. And she didn't have on any makeup
Right.
or
Okay.
anything. And then...
Does she wear makeup? I ain't never seen her
Well,
with
you know,
makeup.
she's an actress, so whenever she's photographed with makeup on, and you know, she's done up. She's stunning. And then we saw her on set. You know, of course, you know, and then right after we filmed, I don't know how this happened, but Luna Rose and I ended up in the elevator with her.
Y'all stalking.
I was not stalking her, but it was just us. It was Lapita and it was the PA,
Okay.
the assistant, and she didn't speak.
Is
She
this
saw
the
us.
elevator incident?
This was the
that you was
elevator.
talking about, Luna Rose?
Yes.
Well, it's not an
Okay.
incident. She just didn't speak, and I don't know.
Okay.
I was like, oh, we just spent the day working with you, and
And you ignored us. I'll say
well,
it.
I maybe she was tired.
Maybe.
She was probably tired and didn't want to
You
talk.
still can say hello. Hey, all right, guys. See y'all tomorrow.
But the
Something like that.
the PA was kind enough to speak
Oh, she
on
said,
her behalf.
I'm speaking on her behalf.
No, he didn't say that. But he was very delightful. She saw us come in, made eye contact, and turned and looked at the doors.
That's
I
kinda
guess.
weird.
Well, I mean, she didn't want to be bothered. Like she had been at work all day. I'm sure it was heavy because I was coming off of, you know, Chadwick
yeah,
Boseman. I'm
yeah,
sure it was a lot of
Going on,
feelings.
Yeah. That's true.
It was so
true.
she was given a lot of grace.
That's
so
true.
I will say that.
What about Luna Rose loves crafts, the craft service?
Oh yeah.
Did you bump anybody? You bump into
I don't even
anybody's
think she
craft
knew who
service?
she was.
Huh?
She ran into Angela Bassett
The
at
craft
Crafties.
crafties? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
You
Where
don't,
the-
you don't know what it's called?
No, yeah.
now? Okay.
She doesn't know. She had when I tell you this child was just
She was
she
there
was
for the
just there to
snacks.
have fun, and she had no idea who any of these people were.
So you bumped into Angela Bassett while getting a snack.
I did?
You did.
You did.
Oh, okay.
And she asked you, did you want something? It was some snack you were trying to get, and she helped you out and got it for you.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow.
Because you know me as mama, I'm like, oh, wow. Because she was really lovely.
Did you introduce yourself, Luna Rose, to Angela Bassett?
I don't think so.
She just wanted that snack.
You didn't say, thank you, ma'am.
I probably did.
She said all that, but she, you know, it was just
She
somebody
go,
she
"Hi,
was
I'm
working
London
with that
Rose.
day.
Hi, I'm London Rose, and you are?
No.
You got to start introducing yourself.
No,
for
we're at
someone,
Crafties.
for someone
Why
who wants to
not?
get a snack?
Yes. There's
That's too
called
much.
that's called networking. You always introduce yourself. Even if you bump into the person filling the cart at Crafties, you never know who they'll turn into. They might end up building a massive restaurant. And like, oh, I know London Rose. I met her at Black Panther Forever. You always introduce yourself. Okay, my 2 cents.
Duly noted. So the scene that London Rose ended up filming
She filmed a couple of scenes. That
yeah,
was
but the
probably
one,
cut.
right, the one that actually made it to the movie was just, it was really brief. It was just showing the kids playing soccer.
Yeah.
It was right before Duson and the little girl named Seven. And I forgot who the other, it was like 3 kids walked over to meet the Queen Mother.
Queen Mother. I remember seeing it in the movies with y'all, and I've noticed you immediately. I'm like, this is London Rose.
You did?
Yes.
I couldn't even notice myself.
Yeah.
I noticed you.
It was real.
It was real quick.
It
I'm
was
like, whoa,
real
that's
quick.
London Rose. Because we had watched the whole movie. I'm like, when is London Rose going to be in this movie? And then, bam, you pop on the screen. Oh, I'm like, that's London Rose.
Yeah.
You were playing soccer in the background. I picked you out of all them kids. I'm like, that's my daughter.
How? Didn't I have like a different hairstyle?
It don't matter. Your face didn't change.
Oh,
So I noticed your face. I'm like, that's London Rose.
I thought it was like an above shot.
And so when I watched it on Disney Plus, I paused it, screenshot it, and sent it to grandparents.
Yeah.
Like, this London Rose is right here. Movie magic. So did this movie win any Oscars?
I think
can't
so.
remember.
It did. I know it had best score.
Okay.
And then Ruthie Carter got another Oscar. I don't know if it got best picture or not.
So outside of the Oscars, what you got? The Oscars, Emmys?
Emmys is like TV shows.
Okay. What about the Tonys?
Tonys are
Yeah.
it's like Broadway.
Okay. I get them all confused. Okay.
didn't
So the
even know there was-
Oscars are for movies. And there's nothing else for Oscars? Like an Academy Award? Is it the same as an Oscar? It is? Mm-hmm. So an Oscar and an Academy Award are the same thing?
Oh, I see where you're getting at.
No, I'm asking a question. I don't know.
I see where you're getting at.
Okay.
You're talking about the slap.
Oh,
Okay, so we wrapped filming Black Panther, Wakanda Forever on a Friday, and the Oscars happened 2 days later.
Okay.
And why this stands out is because that's the Oscars where Lupita Nyong'o was sitting near Will Smith during that big slap with Chris Rock. And that's how I remember, like, this lady was just on set with us, and now she over here getting a whole show
I didn't
at the
notice.
Oscars. Yes.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I've almost forgotten about that slap.
It was one of the most talked about Oscars in history.
I almost forgot about that. But looking back on the memories, what stands out most about filming this movie, Black Panther,
I was
Wakanda
shocked
Forever?
that we had to go to Puerto Rico. I was shocked when you were talking about how all this happened. Like they stormed out and all that. I don't even know what I was doing then. I didn't know. And then I think you came up to me and said, "You got to pack our bags. You booked something," and we just started to leave.
You thought you was coming home.
Yeah.
Coming home.
Yeah, you were in Atlanta.
Oh, right.
Grief, what do you remember?
10 years was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I am 48. I can remember what I did 10 years ago. Your
Not 10
brain,
years.
is a lot younger than mine. What about you, Mikhail?
What's the question?
The question is, what stands out the most? What memory stands out the most about filming Wakanda Forever and being in Puerto Rico for a week?
I loved watching Ryan Coogler in action. That I think back on that experience often.
Okay.
You know, and I like even when I go to other sets with London Rose, I think back to that joy that man had. I think back to that very humble.
Okay.
That memory
Yeah.
sticks with me. And then far as Puerto Rico go, I've been wanting to go back ever since. That was such an amazing experience.
Okay. We'll have to make a
Beautiful.
special trip.
Beautiful island, delicious food. It was just, I have no complaints about that experience.
Gotcha. Yeah. I kind of want to go to Puerto Rico.
We should go.
Maybe we should plan that trip and all go and just hang out.
We should.
All right, folks. Till next time. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.